Did you know that there are two different types of polygel? Before we get into the two different types, I'm going to explain to you what polygel is. Polygel is a hybrid product and it's a mix of acrylic powder and hard gel. So if acrylic powder and hard gel had a baby, it would be polygel. Polygel, although it contains acrylic, is different in many ways. Polygel is 100% odorless. Second, most important being, you do not use monomer to manipulate or move the polygel around. You use isopropyl alcohol or slip solution. I use 91% isopropyl alcohol, but you're able to use anywhere from 70 to 99%. I choose alcohol over slip solution because slip solution is usually very oily and it just makes more of a mess than anything else. Another way polygel differs from acrylic is the fact that it needs to be cured under UV in order for it to harden, unlike acrylic where it hardens on its own. Now that we have an understanding of what polygel is, let's get into it. There are two different types of polygel, soak-off polygel and non-soak-off polygel. It will be easier to distinguish by referring to it as non-sticky polygel and sticky polygel. Okay, so first and foremost, base coat is a necessity in polygel application. After you have properly prepped the natural nail, you want to apply a thin layer of base coat, cure for 60 seconds, and then proceed with your polygel application. Never Lang, why do I have to apply base coat? Base coat is a necessity because gel sticks to gel. So initially, the polygel will need something to stick to. Okay, so we're about to start with my personal preference, sticky polygel or non-soakable polygel. Non-soak-off polygel is closer to hard gel because it's acetone resistant. Acetone resistant just means that it doesn't dissolve in acetone, making this product unable to be soaked off. So some of the key features about non-soak-off polygel is that it requires filing in order to be removed. They last long and they're more durable than soak-off polygel, and non-soak-off polygel will be best for clients with an active lifestyle or those who need extra durability. Some other notables would be the texture and the consistency of this polygel. As you can see, it's really smooth. You can't see the texture in the polygel and it's easy to manipulate. Although non-soakable polygel usually has a stickier consistency, it takes little to no pressure to manipulate it down the nail shaft. Non-soak-off polygel is also a lot easier to blend into itself. So for the girlies who do the 2B method, it's a lot easier to blend your apex bead into your foundation bead. Because this is a non-soak-off product and it does require filing in order for removal, this would not be ideal for clients or nail techs who prefer a faster removal process. A soak-off polygel brand would be more suitable. Okay, so before we head into our next lesson, let's just go over the pros and cons of non-soak-off polygel. The pros being it's stronger and more resistant to wear and tear. And then aesthetically, of course, it is more similar to acrylic once everything is finished and the design is complete. Under flash, you will not get any flashback. There is no visible texture or anything that looks like glitter. The one and only con with this product is the fact that it cannot be soaked off. Okay, now that I gave you the 411 on non-soakable polygel, aka sticky polygel, let me give you the scoop on soakable polygel, aka non-sticky polygel. Here we have soak-off polygel. Soak-off polygel, aka non-sticky polygel, was formulated to dissolve in acetone, which makes this product not acetone resistant. A few of the key features of soak-off polygel is the fact that it has a very porous structure. The removal process is easier, so once you file off the bulk, you will soak in acetone and then gently scrape until everything is removed. If you have to repeat the soak-off process, make sure to do so you don't cause any damage to your client's natural nails. And because this product was formulated to dissolve in acetone, it would be best for clients or nail techs who prefer a more low-maintenance removal. The reason why this product is able to be soaked off is because there's a higher ratio of acrylic powder and hard gel. Polygel is a hybrid product, which is the mix of acrylic powder and hard gel. And for soak-off polygels, the ratio of acrylic powder is higher. Unfortunately, due to the uneven ratio of acrylic powder to hard gel, once you finish the design and put the nails under flash, you will see what looks like glitter. It's not glitter though. What you're seeing is actually the texture coming through the product. So if that's not something you or your client is looking to achieve, just make sure that you keep in mind, no matter what brand it is, if it's a so-called polygel, the texture will always come through the product because of the ratio. Okay, now that we have a pretty good understanding of both products and how they work and how they're different, I'm gonna do a side-by-side just so I can go over a few things and help you understand it a little bit more. On the left, we have our soak-off polygel, and on the right, we have our non-soak-off polygel. Immediately from the side-by-side, you can see the difference in texture. The one on the left is the soak-off polygel, which is very textured. The one on the right is the non-soak-off polygel, which is more gel-like. If you watch during this application, you'll see that the one on the left is a lot stiffer than the one on the right. And the one on the left requires a lot more pressure for it to move down the shaft of the nail than the one on the right. Hopefully after watching this video, it's a lot easier for you to choose a polygel that is best for you based on your client's lifestyle and preferences. At the end of this video, you'll definitely understand the importance of knowing the product type, so that way you can avoid damaging your nails or your client's natural nails during the removal process, and also avoid all contact with skin. None of the product that you're using in any of the steps when it comes to doing nails should involve contact with the skin. That is the easiest way to expose yourself or your clients to contact dermatitis. So the product should indicate whether or not it's soak off or file off, but if it doesn't, I've provided you with the steps to be able to tell just by looking. Okay, so I feel like you guys are fully equipped to now begin your polygel journey. You know the difference between soakable polygel and non-soakable polygel, but I do want to give you a few more tidbits of information that have helped me along my polygel journey. If I do so, let me tell you who I am. My name is Marilyn. I'm a licensed polygel nail tech, and I've been doing this for 2 years. The first thing I wish somebody would have told me when I started was not to waste my money on polygel kits. One of the main reasons why people invest in polygel kits is because they come with multiple polygel tubes. The only problem is the tubes are extremely small. With a tube this size as a beginner, you're gonna end up wasting more polygel than you actually get a chance to use. I would advise in getting one of these for about $9 to $15 depending on the polygel brand, and you'll be able to save room to make mistakes and still have polygel to actually practice with. Invest in a peel-off base coat. As a beginner, using a peel-off base coat will ensure, number one and most important, the health of your natural nails. You'll be able to just pop off a set without any damage to your natural nails. And two, if you make a mistake, you're not locked into a set that you don't necessarily love. On the other hand, if you end up loving the set, you can always go back to it, rewear it, frame it, whatever you want to do. Invest in a peel-off base coat. I'm telling you, you'll thank me later. Okay, let's talk brushes, and do not talk about how used and abused my brushes are. We be putting in work over here in Langland. But we're gonna start with this number 8 Present Kalinsky brush. As a beginner, this is going to be your best friend. It's perfect for any length, and it'll literally just turn your application from shit to lit immediately. Anybody who's gotten this brush based off my suggestion can tell you that the first time they used this brush, they saw an immediate improvement. For my polygel girlies who like to do longer length nails like me, this is going to be your best friend. This is a size 16 Kalinsky brush. I would only advise using this for the girlies who like to go long and up. Both of these brushes you can find linked in my Amazon storefront. One of my most frequently asked questions, like I get this question on a daily, is what Polygel brand I use or which brand is my favorite. Unfortunately, the Polygel brand that I'm using, I do not disclose by name just because they don't have a good relationship. I don't give them any free promo. I'm actively searching for a different Polygel brand with the same consistency. It's linked on my Amazon storefront though for anybody who wants to purchase it. For those of you who are wondering what the soakable Polygel brand is that I demoed in the video, right here for you, and if you'd like, I can link this in my storefront. Okay, so now that I feel like I've set you up for greatness and I've given you some tools for success, let me know if you guys would like a part 2 because of course I couldn't get to everything. If there's anything else Polygel related that you'd like to know or see, don't be afraid to let me know. Okay, bye.